Are you excited about the internet? Because if you're not, you need to wake up, because the world is changing all around you, and this is the vehicle that is going to take you to the world. And you don't have to go to the world to do it. You can sit right at your own computer and get connected up to 3 billion people. And how many of those do you really need in your life? You only need a fraction of those people who will begin to love you because of the information you're going to share with them. Now, I said earlier, somebody literally showed me how to do this by coming to my computer screen and sending an email out to 1,500 people. He had a little small group, and he says, I'm here in Robert Allen's house. I'm going to send them a little information, and I'm going to see if they want to buy something that Robert Allen has. And right in front of my very eyes, 61 seconds later, this was 11 years ago, by the way, 61 seconds later, money came into my screen, into my email account saying, yes, I want to buy your product. Can you send it to me? Here's my name, my credit card number. I was blown away. My jaw, I had to take my jaw. You know how much I paid him to show me that one little secret? I wrote him a check for $6,000 instantly. You know why? Because he had shown me how the world was going to change. And as I said earlier, we did a challenge. I said, sit me at the keyboard of any computer connected to the internet, and in 24 hours I'll make $24,000. And I did that, using the information I was taught. It cost me $6,000 to learn it, but 9 months later, it took me, 9 months to build a database, a list of people coming to my website of 11,516 people. I remember that number because it was a very important number in my life. And I remember the day we were shooting an infomercial. I've done about 20 infomercials over the years. You might have seen me on TV. And I'm sitting at my computer screen. I'm not sure how much money I'm going to make that day. I'm a little nervous. The producer of the infomercial says, how much money do you think you can make? And I said, well, I've said I'm going to make $24,000. He said, can you make $2,400? That'll be exciting enough to people. Don't pick such a big number. I said, no, 24 hours, 24,000, watch. And this was the 24th of May, by the way, 2000. So that was well over almost 12 years ago. I clicked on that link that day to send a message out to my 11,516 people. And guess what? The emails started coming back, flooding back in. Yes, I want that seminar. Yes, I want this webinar. Yes, I want this teleconference. Yes, I want your book. Yes, I want these videos. Yes, I want those audios. $94,000 later, 24 hours later, I made almost $100,000, and it blew my mind. Now, people today, which is now a more modern time, guess what? They make sometimes $1 million in a day. I've heard people who have made huge amounts of money in really short periods of time. Yeah, it took them a long time to figure it out, but when they do, when you click that button, this little mouse, wow. Just imagine you packaging your information, putting it online somewhere, driving traffic to that website. Now, here are 3 things you're going to have to do if you really want to make a fortune on the internet. Number 1, you have to be able to drive traffic to your website. There are ways to do it without a website, but generally speaking, you will need a website, and you'll need to know how to drive them to it. When they come there, if they see what you have and they like it, for instance, you come to my website here, you see a picture of me, you see some places where you can click. And guess what? Behind each one of those things is a video like we're doing right now. You're listening right there. That's where you're clicking. And the bottom line is, when they do that for your website, you have to capture the name. You have to be able to create a relationship with those people. You have to give them some free stuff. They've got to trust you. If they don't trust you, they won't leave their email. If they won't leave their email, guess what? The second step will not work. You have to have that second step. They have to leave their email. They have to trust you enough and like you enough and want your information enough that they'll continue to come back and learn from you. And most of the time, what you're going to do is give them free information. Yes, you're going to give them good stuff, the best of your stuff, because it's not just about the information. Sometimes they just need somebody to answer a quick question to. They need a mentoring experience, and that's what you'll also provide to them. But most of the time, maybe 95% of the people who come to your website like mine will not leave their name, will go away, and you've lost them. And many of the people will come and they'll leave their name, but they only want your free stuff, and essentially you've lost them. But a few will say, take me to the gold mine. up in the hills there's this gold mine, and somebody likes to sell you the treasure map to get there, but you don't want the treasure map. What you want is you say, put me in your pickup truck, drive me up to where you say the gold mine is. I want to go down the mine shaft with you, show me where the gold is. I want to take my own pickaxe out and pull some of that off of the wall. I want to take that to the assayer and to find out if that's real gold or fool's gold. And I want to prove to myself that this really works. And they're willing to pay substantially more money to be coached like that, to be taken to the money and to make it happen for them. But that's only a tiny few. Most of them will only literally learn just the few basic things you want to teach them, and then they're gone off to something else because there's so many millions of ways to be distracted. But a few people that will come to your website will become your friends. They'll become your fans. They'll want to be coached by you. And trust me, that's a profound experience. You have to take the dreams of somebody and you have to say, I want to make those dreams come true for you. You have to be able to have them trust you enough that they'll do what you tell them to do. And that's what the internet is all about. This magnificent place that is available to billions of people on the face of the earth. It's now your time. You have to figure this out. You have to learn how to drive traffic. You have to learn how to be so exciting that people will leave their email address and they'll say, tell me more, share with me more. And then finally, you have to do marketing. You have to literally say, well, if you like that free stuff, would you like to have a little more advanced version of it? It's a little more money. Maybe it's $10, $20, $50, $100. Maybe it's more than that. The bottom line is, some people will pay money. They'll say, yeah, here's my money. I trust you. Give me the stuff. And guess what? They now start to come into what we call your funnel. The top is the free information, then maybe a book, then maybe a webinar that you do. I do webinars, by the way, all the time, and you probably have been on some of them. Then they want to know what the home study course is, and then they want to figure out what the seminar might be. I teach a 3-day intensive seminar on how you really launch your infopreneuring business. And you'll be doing the same kind of thing. You'll be teaching seminars about what you do to your special clients. And then there are a few who say, take me into the mine, I want the best you got, I know it's going to be expensive, but tell me more about it, and maybe you're going to be, right for it. Maybe it's your time. You'll know, it's an intuitive thing. You'll just kind of know whether it's right for you. And your students will know whether it's right for them. My most advanced thing is what I call exponential. I want to bring you to my home here and have you sit in the theater right next door. There are 20 leather seats ready for you to teach me what you want, and let me teach you what you want so that we can coach with each other. But that's only for a very, very small number. It's kind of expensive. Of course, the home is spectacular. All I want you to know is that I want you, through the internet, through speaking, through writing, through infopreneuring, I want you to be in a home like this. You may not want a dream home, but as a 63-year-old infopreneur, we finally moved into this home on 1/1/11. Yes, we moved into this home January 1st, 2011. It took us 2 years to build it, and millions, we went all in on this house. And it took me 63 years to put together the information in order to be able to live in a home like this. I want you to be able to push your button and have money flow into you like it flows into mine. In the last 24 hours, doesn't seem like much, but $7,000. Just one little thing I did, clicking on this little button. It doesn't seem like much, but if you do that every day, it adds up, and this is what an internet infopreneur does. You're going to click your way to cash. Let me teach you how to do that, and it'll blow you away.